Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show, where we go through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. Our top story for you today: there will not be a worldwide internet disruption.
I have mixed feelings about this. And we'll be talking about WhatsApp hacking attempts.
We're talking all things road trip. The Emirati traveler, he did a 3-continent road trip. We'd love your thoughts on that.
And an Emirati traveler, of course, we're going to talk about that. I'm so excited for that story. And flying taxis are coming our way very soon.
And later in the show, guys, we got to talk all things teeth with Dr. Anas Aloom, who is Hikma Medical Center, a family-owned business with a legacy spanning 40 years. If you had any questions about teeth, we really got to sink in, deep dive into all things veneers, who should be getting them, who shouldn't be getting them. That's all coming up later in the show at about 8:50. But before we get into all of that,
what's up with gyms in Dubai?
What's up with gyms in Dubai? Some are fancy.
Yeah, you told me this before the show, but I was just like ranting to Casey about like this gym I went to, and they don't have tissue papers when you're like washing your hands. They don't have any tissue papers. Their stupid hand dryer doesn't work. They don't have a water dispenser. They charge you for using the weighing scale. Like to use a weighing scale, they charge you. What else?
They charge you for using the weighing scale.
Yes.
How much are they charging you for that?
1 dirham. But still, it's like.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
Like,
I'd love to know how much they're making from that.
Yeah. It's like whatever we can make money out of, let's go for it.
Is it a cheap gym? Like, is it an expensive gym?
I think the memberships are quite cheap for a year. Yes, I think so. It's one of those like, but it's a very fancy gym when you look at it. It looks very nice, but I think the subscription packages and it's kind of cheap. Affordable. Yeah.
I really think you get what you pay for. I go to quite a well-known gym, and it's mid-range price. There's some bits that I love about it. The only thing that I probably complain is I'd love more options of classes, but in general, like you go in, it's got a nice clean changing room. She's like, fancy.
Does it have tissue papers?
It has tissue papers in the loo. The premium members get towels, but they never ask you if you're a premium member, so you can just ask for them and you get towels. That's cool. But
towels.
Every now and then I pay for a fancier gym, like I do one class here and there.
Yeah. Oh. Tell me about the fancy ones. I want to hear about the fancy gyms.
They have Dyson hair dryers, straighteners, curlers. They have face pads, face wipes, hair clips. I'm telling you, you can stock up for the month. Not that I would. They have hair bands, like anything. If you go to the gym and you forget everything for the day, they have you.
Oh my God. What is with... I would never leave that gym. I'm not even kidding. I would just like use the gym.
I mean, it's your grocery store, it's your gym, it's the whole thing. It's like
do a little bit of dinner.
But you get what you pay for. It's not a cheap gym, and therefore everything is there. So
Gym, skincare, dinner. Maybe if they have like a nap room. Do they have a nap room?
They have a nap room. I haven't checked. I'm not there all the time. They do have like a bit of a clothing store, so you ever go and you have to get ready for the day, and then you might forget a jumper or something, which is obviously you have to pay for stuff, but how handy is that? Like, I want to be able to buy gym socks because I forget them all the time. I forget hair bobbins all the time, and then you're running around using elastics and no socks. I haven't done that in a while.
Honestly.
But no socks, like that's... Would you go to the gym if you forgot your socks?
I don't know. Maybe I would do like a light thing.
Yeah, would you guys go to the gym if you forgot your socks?
But I don't want stinky feet all day.
Ali Baba is saying no. Instagram, are you going to the gym? You get there, it's the one workout of the week that you're going to do. You've got your gym bag, you've got your time slotted in, you've got to be home in an hour, but you forget your socks.
But there is nothing better than a nice, clean, fresh gym that gives you tissue papers in the washrooms and towels and like a Dyson hair dryer that's like the icing on the cake.
I think tissues in the washroom is like a...
Should be standard.
It should be a standard. Or as long as they have dryers. Do they have a dryer?
It doesn't work. It doesn't, like I'm standing there for like 15 minutes trying to make it work, and it's like a Dyson hand dryer, and it's not working. It's not working.
They have a Dyson hand dryer.
It's not that fancy. It doesn't work. Like it's probably like as old as the gym, like it's just like it wasn't working. I'm just like, oh my God, like, I'm just like wiping it on my clothes. I'm like, this is just so annoying. And I left the washroom with such a bad mood. I'm like, you know what? this is a sign I shouldn't be working out today.
That's what you don't want. I think you get what you pay for, but
Yeah,
I think in general, all our buildings have gyms and they're free, which is amazing. But then, and that's why you even said that you're in quite a relatively affordable one, and it does look quite fancy. Like, we are quite blessed in this city to have such a variety. But at the end of the day, it's nice to have some tissues to wipe your hands.
100%. Even the
We're
taps.
so spoiled. We're so spoiled.
No, we're not spoiled.
We are spoiled.
No, this
we
is
are
not
spoiled.
It's just like, these are basic.
No, my mom went to the pool at home in Ireland and she was like, "It's Casey, it's just not the same." She was like, "I'm so spoiled being here for so long." We are spoiled.
It's fine. It's fine. But now that we're spoiled, these are just basics. And even taps, they don't have to keep pressing every 2 seconds so the water like stays running. Like, what is that? How does that even work? How do you even wash your hands? Like, nothing works in this gym.
Write a strongly worded email. That's how we get things done. Guys, let's jump into our top story. Is there going to be a worldwide internet disruption? We have the latest on that. If you are addicted to your phone, Instagram, TikTok, rest assured you can breathe easy. A report about the worldwide internet power outage has been dismissed by the UAE's Telecommunications and Digital Government Regulatory Authority of the UAE.
The report says they want to assure the public that a possible worldwide internet disruption on October 11th are incorrect, and they've added, we strongly encourage everyone to rely solely on our official channels for any such updates. So wherever you got the information from that there will be an internet outage on October 11th, just know it's completely false, and that the officials are urging you to rely on these websites to make sure you get your information right.
So it's completely false. There will not be an internet power outage. Wherever you got that source from, that is fear mongering, because if I heard that information, I would be concerned. I'd be thinking, you know, if we don't have internet, it's like a lifeline at this point.
Yeah.
So for the sources to say that there was not going to be an worldwide internet power outage, freaks me out.
That actually makes you realize how much we completely rely on the internet in today's day and age.
If I said right now, power outage, what would be your biggest fear? What would be your immediate, oh, I won't be able to do that this second?
Okay, right now, if you told me there would be a power outage, depends on how long. If it's an hour, I would be like, okay, you know what? I can deal with that. Maybe we needed a little bit of like no internet, a little bit of no phones, no laptops, zen moment. Let's go to the pantry and let's all of us eat together. But if it was like a day-long thing, I'm sure people have like errands to run. Like you can't. Some people rely on their phones for payments, like that requires Wi-Fi, like transfers and stuff. So I don't know, like how. I think the world would come to a standstill.
I think so. Well, there'd be the work part of it.
Yeah, work part.
The work element, that would be a concern. I think the main thing would be if we had no internet, I wouldn't be able to contact my family, whether in Dubai or abroad, and that would freak me out. It doesn't matter if it was for 10 minutes, an hour. If you didn't know what was, and it's also the not knowing.
Yeah.
We'd be turning on the radio. It's like when Instagram goes off and we all go on to X, formerly known as Twitter. Internet goes down, we'll all be on the radio tuning in.
Yeah.
What's going on? You know?
And TV, news channels, what's happening. But yeah.
Oh, and WhatsApp groups would. Oh, no.
No WhatsApp.
Because I was thinking, like, sometimes if I'm not working, I sometimes check Lovin Dubai. What's going on? But then where does information, like, you check the WhatsApp group, you check the Facebook groups, but no, they're all gone.
Yeah, because it's an internet outage.
It's radio. It's you would go for a different radio, TV news. Yeah.
Oh, how we somehow always go back to traditional.
Yeah.
Traditional media, which is radio and TV.
Speaking of WhatsApp channels, we also have information on hacking that authorities are warning you against. So, Dubai authorities have issued a warning against a WhatsApp scam that has increased over the past few days. Fraudsters are sending messages through WhatsApp asking people to click on a link to join a group where they ask for personal details. They approach from names of people known to the recipient. One way to protect yourself from WhatsApp scams is by activating the 2FA authentication. We use this type of authentication for our work platforms. It provides that extra level of security. I don't use it, I guess, for my own personal ones. I think they're a pain. They cause me time. But If scammers are now infiltrating WhatsApp, this is really important because we've seen scammers on Instagram, we've seen them on Facebook, we've seen them on different platforms. Never before have I seen a WhatsApp scam, and this notification is coming from the authorities to take note, so it is happening. As recommended by a Twitter user who is the founder of Cyberodane, besides not interacting with a scammer, you should act 2FA in the following way. Go to settings, account, add a 2-step verification so no scammers can get near your account. Has anyone actually been plagued by a WhatsApp scammer particularly? Please let us know.
Do let us know. And I feel like a lot of people, like you don't see these kind of scams coming. Like back a couple months ago, I think a couple years ago, when your social platforms are getting hacked, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you didn't see that coming. You didn't see like, okay, you click on this link and then automatically your password and username is shared to the hacker. They can get into your Instagram and, you know, like change the whole layout, kick you out of your own handle. And like, we didn't see that coming. Now with WhatsApp, that's even like worse because for example, if my WhatsApp got hacked and my parents got a message, my mom would have no clue. She would just go into panic mode as to like, what's happening? What are these messages? You know, I'm sure with you as well.
Oh, massively. And it's the first thing you think of is like your mom and people who are vulnerable to more so. Yeah. We're all vulnerable, more so than we might be. However, I don't think they're sending messages from the account yet. They're just messaging you. And because it's coming through a group, you might think, maybe I know this person or something. Yeah. What I want to do is I want to take a big bat and I want to kick it at the phones of scammers because they're so crafty and conniving and all, you know, you spend your day trying to get through life, be a good person, make a wage, maybe spend something nice on yourself for the weekend, enjoy your life. There's people who are literally trying to take your money.
I know.
And thankfully we have authorities working hard to you know, do every means possible to stop them. Yeah. You know, such as, you know, the making us aware. But at the end of the day, there's people literally sitting in rooms right now thinking,
what's gonna work?
What's gonna work? That's their role. Can you imagine?
Honestly, it's like we're in a game. And the game is to dodge all the scams that the world throws your way. Be it relationship scams, be it cyber scams.
Those relationship scams.
Oh my gosh, Tinder swindler. Like actual.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, these Tinder swindlers.
No wonder we, you know, are a little bit
skeptical.
No wonder we put up walls.
Yeah, exactly. It just takes one of those swindlers to ruin you for life. And that's it. Like, you just can't trust anyone again. Like, your money is gone, and now you feel like everyone's after your money, not after your love and time and affection.
This conversation has no underlying emotion and attachment involved. We promise you that. Let's jump into our next story. We love these road trip traveler stories. An Emirati traveler did a 3-continent road trip. Starting his journey in Abu Dhabi, Sultan Al Nayadi, who you can find at 811.s on Instagram, road tripped through 3 continents, covering 41 countries in his orange Toyota Land Cruiser. And now, welcome home because he's finally back.
In 80 days, he traveled across Asia, Europe, and Africa and hit 41 countries along the way.
That's 34,000 kilometers plus in his recognizable Toyota, and the epic trip also proves the strength of the Emirati passport. How great. What I really love about this story is all of the comments, obviously. Yeah. People are like, first of all, people were questioning, how much do you reckon he spent on petrol? Because that's not Dubai prices. You know, if you're thinking, you know,
different countries fueling up there, yeah.
34,000 Dubai prices, not so bad. UAE prices, not so bad. When you get into Europe, I'm sure it totted up to quite an alarming sum. But epic road trip, and also, as we said, proving the strength of the Emirati passport.
I'm just looking at the comments now. Honestly, our comments slap. I just learned that. They slap.
Like?
No, like, yeah. Like, it's that burger slaps because it's so good. It's like.
You think it slaps? I think it's like.
That's clap.
That's claps. No, but like.
Yeah, it slaps.
Okay.
Like, it slaps you in the face because it's that good. I mean, that's how my sister explained it to me.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. And she was explaining all these other anyway, but it's yeah, honestly, like, if there's any story you know, and I'm just like, more than the story, I like her comments. Like Lovin Dubai's comments are just like an entertainment center.
Okay, so, well, I'm not going to stand behind this comment, but someone said must have tailgated in every city. How dare you, Marchese and Dapper? That's not okay. The music is amazing. It's the proof of the Toyota reliability more than anything else.
I was going to read that. 100% Toyota reliability. You cannot go wrong with a Toyota car. Even when you resell it, like the prices, they don't depreciate like compared to an American or like a sports car and stuff. Like the prices depreciate a lot and loses its value, but a Toyota doesn't really.
I think I have a Toyota.
Toyota, like they have good resale values. Toyotas, like Japanese cars. Oh.
Ali K, she's right. Toyota, Nissan.
Oh, like.
Ali K is like that. I've never agreed with someone more than just now.
Call me a car expert.
Tell me more, because I believe I have a Toyota and I'd love to know more about the resale value.
So when you go to resell your car,
okay,
when you're done with it or you want to purchase a new one or whatever the reason may be, you will get a good price for it because, Toyotas and Nissans, they don't lose their value. However, sports cars, because of the wear and tear, and it eventually depreciates with time. That's all I know.
Wow, amazing. That's great. Thank you. I feel good about reselling my car if anyone needs a 2008.
And if you have a Land Cruiser, that's even better. The prices will just keep going up.
If you see this, by the way, as well as the story, the visuals are absolutely stunning. Some of the terrain he covered is super cool. The car itself is very recognizable. Super duper cool car. Everyone's like, I'd love to take a picture with this SUV. Where can I find it in Abu Dhabi?
Oh my gosh.
By the way, this is an Abu Dhabi story, so shout out Mayar, who put it together. It looks super cool, and you can find it all on Lovin Abu Dhabi.
Every time I hear Mayar, I think of Trevor Noah.
Yes, yesterday was Trevor Noah Day. Biggest comedy gig to hit the UAE ever. Over 14,000 tickets sold down at the Coca-Cola Arena.
She said it was hilarious.
Really?
Yeah. That's it. I didn't go more into it.
There's more. Did anyone see Trevor Noah and can vouch for Mayar saying it was hilarious? I have no doubt. Like, we had big fans in the office running down yesterday.
Oh, yeah. And speaking about running, you could say they were flying around, like the flying taxis that'll be coming soon. That was so bad.
Yeah, I think we could have done that better.
That was so bad. Okay, so the moment is almost finally here. The Emirate is set to become the world's first city with a full network of vertiports for permanent air taxi services. During the Self-Driving Transport Congress, Duncan Walker, CEO of Sky Sports, revealed how vital air mobility is.
Guys, this is so cool. So we've talked a lot about flying taxis, but we have actual concrete information that they will be rolling out. So at the event, they dropped that a fully functioning air taxi service should be in operation in Dubai by 2026. Full stop. They said that in peak traffic, as long as you can pay the dollar, your commute from DXB to Palm Jumeirah will drop from 45 minutes, which seems okay, to 16 minutes.
It's epic.
Epic. So epic.
It's pretty epic though. Each taxi can hold 1 pilot, 4 passengers, and right now there are 4 proposed landing sites, DXB, Palm Jumeirah, Downtown, and Dubai Marina. So those are 4 that we counted and 4 that we listed. And but I mean, if you're in an air taxi, you know, you're okay with the journey being a little longer than 16 minutes.
True, that's so true. But not when you're like business person and you're I need to be there stat. I can't wait for this traffic. I'm so busy. I just need to be there.
Oh my gosh, the days of the cab driver going like, "What do you want me to do? Fly the car?"
Over.
It's over.
We need to see what this is going to look like on a wider level, because the reality of this actually being rolled out and, you know, the regulation in the skies, like, you know, you can't just like throw things up there. Like, are they going to have specific paths that they follow? I'm sure it's the same as airplanes. There's obviously, you know, infrastructure in place already for air traffic management. Of course there is. they'll put new regulation in place for these flying taxis, what level they'll be flying at. Are they like helicopters that when it's windy, they might struggle, so therefore you won't be able to rely on them fully. But the rollout will be starting, which is so super cool. I just wish I lived in one of these areas to then make it accessible, because I'll never be able to I just need to get it to GXB. I just need it, but I don't live in these areas. So
you don't know it's in 2026.
True.
What if you're there for a work event and then you're like, you know what, there's too much traffic, I need to beat the traffic, and then you're like, you know what, air taxi. Air taxi.
And I live near a fancy community, so I'm like rich adjacent. So, you know.
Almost there. You're right there.
But I'm beside it.
Yeah.
Far away from everything, but I'm beside it. So, like, you know, maybe if they're like, we need these air taxis because we're, you know, busy and powerful.
It's actually so cool. Imagine when it rolls out to the other Emirates, because that's when you need it more. Not like intercity, but like when you're going from Dubai to Abu Dhabi, Dubai to Sharjah, Dubai to Ajman, you know, like that's when it'll be more come in handier a lot more.
So super cool. So as we wait for them to announce the prices and more information, we're also, of course, looking at autonomous roads on the vehicles. As we mentioned last week, we will see autonomous taxis down in Jumeirah in the near future while they test out 5 vehicles. Autonomous driving, air taxis, it is all the future of the Dubai. Speaking of future of Dubai, it's 8:52. In our interview, we are joined by Dr. Anas Aloom, who is not the founder, it's a family business, Hikma Medical Center, which they have a legacy of 40 years in providing efficient, innovative and safe dental care. And we got to ask him every question that we had about teeth, and he gave his honest answer. So please take a listen. Hey guys, welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today we're joined by Dr. Anas from Hikma Medical Center, a family-owned business with a legacy spanning 40 long, amazing years. The team at Hikma Medical Center pride themselves in safe and efficient dental care through high-end technology and innovation. So if you have questions about teeth, get them in now. We have the man to answer them. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Welcome. And I must say, you're pearly whites are absolutely pearly white.
Thank you. Well, I'm a dentist. I should, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Like your work should also reflect on you, no? Like,
a little bit.
For a lot of professions.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily though. Isn't that what they say? There's a famous saying of what is that saying where like the carpenter's door is always like jammed or something?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, if you're a chef, are you cooking at home? Probably not.
You're not?
I don't think so.
What's the point of being a chef then?
That's true.
Okay, yeah. Today we're talking teeth, and actually, teeth is a big topic in Dubai. People have these like famous, teeth are a big topic. But Hikma Medical Center has been in the business for 40 years, which is amazing. Yeah. Where did its roots come from? How did it begin?
So my dad and my mom both are dentists, and they started 40 years. The clinic was in the house.
Really?
That was in Abu Dhabi, where Abu Dhabi was still like there was almost nothing. You can imagine Abu Dhabi 1983. So it was the clinic was in the house, and the living room was the patient's waiting room. I remember I was 1, and I grew up to the sound of the handpiece. You know, the sound that people hate the most.
There probably weren't trends back then for teeth, right? It was just
it wasn't.
Maintenance.
It was more primary health care, like primary care. So if you have pain, you go to the dentist. You know, if fillings, extractions, that kind of stuff. I think so. Yeah. But my dad was doing very well. He started doing implants in 1987. Believe it or not, dental implants, where people now talk about implants like it's a new thing. Yeah.
Your parents must have been so proud when you followed in their footsteps and went down the dental route.
You should ask them. I don't know.
Mom, Dad.
I'm sure, like when your kid goes down the same profession. But like Casey said, back in the days, like the practices used to be so different. Like before it was all about teeth whitening.
That's true.
Right? And now it's all about like veneers, the perfect Hollywood smile, a lot of implants.
So dentistry went through phases. So from the 50s till now. The first phase was dentists were obsessed about what we call occlusion. So when you bite your teeth together. And that was a phase. I studied in Los Angeles, and I studied in what are the hub of occlusions, called USC, University of Southern California. And that's where the biggest mentors, the gurus of occlusion, were actually from there, Stewart and McCollum and Stallard. So if any dentists hear me, so gnethology, anyways. So gnathologists were started from there. So everything was about occlusion. Dentists used to grind teeth just to get your occlusion by. They used to believe that you'll get divorced because your teeth are not aligned properly, occluding properly. That's how they were mental at that
painful.
time. Yes. and then now we're going through a phase where we stopped that phase, and now we're into this phase of, unfortunately, dentists and we're obsessed with teeth being so wide that there's a lot of grinding of teeth also because of aesthetics or cosmetics. So now we're going the opposite. Before we were function and now we're aesthetics. Too much, I think.
It's such an interesting evolution. So now, what are people asking for when they come to you? Like, are there trends, are there services? And what is kind of the most common procedures that you guys are doing?
Well, I mean, people always ask for, nowadays, everybody wants nice white teeth, you know, especially with Corona times and Zoom meetings, and everybody used to look at their teeth and look at how yellow the teeth look
or
like.
Disproportionate, uneven, unsymmetrical.
Yeah, that actually boomed dentistry even more with what's happening nowadays. Even in Europe now, where a lot of like in Germany, where nobody would care about white teeth, people are like the new generation. Everybody wants white teeth because everybody wants to look good on camera. So it's becoming a trend. Yeah, but we do a lot of that, but we do a lot of implants also, dental implants.
Can you explain what an implant is, just for?
Okay, so dental implant is the fixture, is the screw. So the screw goes inside the bone. I know that hurts. That sounds like it hurts. And then on top of it, you've got the crown, the white crown. So two parts, the screw and then the crown. So usually we do it for people who don't have teeth or they have issues with their teeth. Some people have hereditary problems with caries, with decay. Some people have decay like there's no tomorrow. Like every tooth is decayed. Rampant caries, we call it. It's because the bacteria in the mouth is so dominant that even though they clean their teeth, they still get decay. So they say, oh, my genetics and so on. It's just not genetics. It's basically your oral flora, the bacteria, is so dominant that you get caries or decay no matter what you do. Those are the best candidates for implants because implants don't decay.
But doesn't your tooth inside decay, or the tooth is removed? Because some people have that chipped tooth, and like the original tooth is still there, right? Or is it removed before?
No, the whole tooth is removed with the root.
Okay, it's removed, and then it goes on the screw and the crown.
Yes.
Okay.
And that happens a lot, actually. Believe it or not, there's so many. Especially, we've got baby boomers, millennials, and baby boomers are the most that have missing teeth. So I see many of my patients are 60, 70, 80 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so a lot of my patients mostly are that. I don't see so many young because I don't like to grind teeth. I don't like to do I prefer to keep your own teeth if possible, but some really have.
Well, that would be a very interesting piece of advice for people, because people are getting these veneers, but actually in terms of long-term mouth teeth health, it might not be the best route. So
that's true.
Can you share your advice on veneers and how much it might actually impact someone's mouth?
This is the problem with our profession, unfortunately. Our profession is procedure-based. The more you do, the more you bill. But a lot of times, the less you do, the better. The less dentistry is the better dentistry. And unfortunately, I have to say, for people who hear me, that there are studies where actually cities where there's no dentists, those have the best health because there's no dentists. It's sad to say, but because unfortunately we create more problems sometimes, especially and there's so many dentists now, and universities are graduating so many dentists out there that people actually sometimes grind teeth when they don't have to. So if you can avoid it, better to avoid it. But sometimes we have to do it. But that's when the best times are. And at least have an informed decision. I always say, listen, I'm going to grind the teeth, and you have to understand, whatever I grind is not going to come back. It's done. We try to do as less as possible. Now we have a lot of tools that we can do less removal. So many tools now. but still, you're adding a layer on top. So that's where you gotta go see somebody who's good and who's honest.
Well, you have me as a new client.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I mean, like the trajectory of dental care, right? From braces to Invisalign, now veneers. It's just kept evolving and evolving in such like enhanced ways each time. But what are the list of services that you guys provide down at the clinic?
So anything that has to do with oral health or anything that involves dentistry, starting from pediatrics, kids, from age of 6 months or 1 year all the way to 16, and then anything that involves after that gum health, so periodontics, orthodontics, braces, Invisalign, extractions, oral pathology, anything all the way to the most aesthetic or cosmetic, which is veneers. So
how would you say you guys stand out compared to other clinics in the country with your services?
I mean, I can always speak about myself. I'm a consultant. I'm a double certified. I did pros, perio. I'm a lab technician. So, and we've been in Abu Dhabi for 40 years. My dad started, my mom, and I see generations now. Like I see grandkids and grandkids. So that's nice because and my dad has always been very strict. He likes word of mouth, but so it's just a matter of that we have managed to keep our patients through generations, and this is what matters to me. I love that. I love the fact that I see grandkids still, and that's where the trust is important. So you have to find somebody who's certified. You want to take your car, you want to take it to somebody who's certified in Porsche or in Mercedes, because you don't want to take it to anybody just because he's cheap or he's got a nice Instagram account. You don't want to do that. It's just it's your mouth.
Being a family-owned business is clearly a big part of the identity. Do you think that's important?
I mean, it's the fact that I was born with dentistry always in the house. So I mean, that makes me more in the business all the time. So I know everything that involves dentistry, and I do teach dentists. I give a lot of courses to dentists all over the world. So I'm always in contact with dentists, and yeah, of course that helps for sure. But there's a lot of dentists and my friends that they don't come from generations of dentistry, and they're still fantastic. So it helps.
So I'm a rookie with dental work, and when you go into a store before you get cosmetics, you try it on. You get a sample.
Yeah.
So do you guys provide test drives for that perfect smile?
Oh, for sure. This is one of the tools that made us, as I told you, to lessen the amount of grinding that we need. And as you said, like if you want to build a house, you want to see how it looks before, right? 3D Max, any of those softwares. It's the same thing now in dentistry. We have softwares that make you see how you would look, and in 2-dimensional and in 3-dimensional fashion. And then we take all this information, all this data, and then we print it out, because there's a lot of cool gadgets now, printing, milling, all this new stuff. And then we can actually try it in the mouth before we even do anything. So you can have a look of how you would look like before you even start. In 2-dimensional way, like simulations, 3-dimensional on a software, and then even take it to the real world.
And then you can choose to have it more customized and...
Absolutely. We can even customize now, like I can put my teeth, exactly my teeth on somebody else. And I've done it many times.
Oh, so do people come in with requests like we want the Jennifer Lawrence smile, we want the Casey Fitzgerald smile from Lovin?
Yeah, as long as I have the data. If I can have the data, so I need a scan of that person, then I can do it. I can absolutely do it.
How do you go to a celebrity get their scan?
Well, I have some scans of really like celebrities. We managed to circulate from my friend's STL. It's called STL file. It's a file that just teeth. So we can take those teeth and put them. Sometimes it fits, sometimes it doesn't.
Which ones?
Well, I've got Tom Cruise. Well, I don't know.
Tom Cruise smile?
Yeah, I know the dentist who treated Tom Cruise, my friend actually, yeah. And the technician too.
Okay, from the females?
No, female Scarlett Johansson.
Oh,
Interesting. But like this high-end tech and innovation is crazy to me, and it's so cool. Like how far things have come. One thing I keep hearing about is these one-day implants, and how you can transform smiles. Like, is that as good as it sounds?
It is. No, I'm serious. I'm not selling things now. We can actually place implants and put the tooth within 5 hours. So you can actually come in with no teeth or with really badly destructed teeth because of decay or gum disease. The teeth are really wobbly or whatever it is. And then we can take the teeth out, place the implants, and give you teeth within 5 hours, maybe 24 hours, you can have teeth. And
We're talking about removal and...
No, fixed. Everything's fixed. Like you can actually chew an apple on.
So people coming in with no teeth, you will get...
Yeah,
so
all the time. I do this on a almost daily basis, almost.
Wow.
So what I'm getting from this is that go into your clinic with absolutely no preconceived, as in treatments that you should get a consultation, and you guys will recommend the best way to go about. Yeah. Also now, I just want to ask like a few tips, since you're such a veteran in this field for...
I'm not that old.
Oh, because you've seen it for years. You've grown up with this, okay?
I understand.
Fine, I'll take it back. You're not a veteran.
That's all right.
From this rookie.
I mean, I'm matured.
This matured doctor. So can you give us a few tips on, how to maintain a good smile, good dental hygiene?
Sadly, I have to say, as a dentist, as I say, the least dentistry is the better dentistry.
Mm-hmm. So interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The less amount of dentistry you do is the better for you, unless it's really needed. Mm-hmm. And that's where you have to be smart enough to know, with your dentist, of course, you gotta sit and understand, like if it's cosmetics, I have to sometimes remove, is it really worth it or no? So but if you can do the least amount is the better, for sure. That's the number one rule. The least, the better. I would do the same thing for me, the same thing for my kids. It doesn't matter. I'll do the same thing. The least amount of dentistry is better. But, try to see the dentist more often, just because a lot of times we can catch things early. As simple as that, really.
See the dentist as much as possible, or as often as possible. You grew up surrounded by Hikma Medical Center. You've seen its evolution. You've seen the evolution in the industry. What is the legacy you hope to achieve, your family business hopes to achieve with Hikma Medical Center?
I really hope to still being able to keep doing dentistry until I'm older. And I like to see...
An actual vet.
Exactly. I like to see families and generations come in, because that makes me... Because our work is very human. There's a lot of human interaction. I just meet you and then suddenly you're right here and I'm in.
It's very up close.
It's very close, yeah. We are, probably us and the barbers are the ones who are that close, So I always say that to dentists, you have to be friendly and smell good and feel good, because you just met somebody and suddenly he's right, he's literally, you're invading the personal space. Mm-hmm. We are violating that every day, so.
Oh yeah, you don't want a doctor with bad body odor coming. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
No.
So you have like a selection of perfumes.
Yeah.
So interesting.
I have that always in front of me. Always.
So do you ask the customer, like the patient choose which perfume you would want to smell today?
Yeah. No, that's up to me.
How can people get in touch with you? Where are you located? What's the best way to reach out if they have questions, first and foremost?
Social media is maybe the better way, through mine, Anas Alom, or through Hikma Medical Center. We're in Abu Dhabi. We've been there for 40 years, so Hikma Medical Center, that's where I'm staying at. And social media maybe is the best way.
Amazing. Dental health is so interesting and so important. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
It was great to get your insights.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We really appreciate it, guys. That is all we have time for in the show today, but we're back with you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Massive thank you to Dr. Anas. Goodbye from me.
Thank you.
Goodbye from me.
Bye-bye.